Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting down, today's April 18th, we're getting down to the final staging of the materials. Now, in this section of the warehouse, I have several components. One of the components is just buffering material. Some of that's in the form of plastic or paper or plastic containers, some bubble wrap. These are boxes. That's another box, of course. And then in this section of the warehouse, I have all the empty boxes and Tupperware containers that is being staged, whereas if I need a box or a container, it's prepared to be grabbed right off the shelf. Pretty much like a supermarket shelf, but a little bit more complex than that. Alright, so what you're going to watch me do in this video is this area back here needs about a half hour of love. And I'm going to get all of these boxes and bins lined up, whereas first of all they're out of the way so I can move the drill press to the front of the building. And also I want to get that area in the back there cleared out, which means I have to move this stuff. Now, last night I worked here till about 8 o'clock at night. These boxes are preparations. These are tool boxes or things for heavy stuff, and like the milk crates are for heavy things. Last night I broke the workbench down between 12 o'clock yesterday afternoon and 8 o'clock last night. I broke the workbench down. It was screwed down and bolted, and I had the grinder, the commercial grinder buffer wheel bolted down. I had this drill press bolted down. This is a 1950s drill press that works just fine. I put ropes on it so it's easy for two men to manhandle it. And I tied up all the wires. I put ropes on the commercial buffer grinder. It's a Dayton grinder. It's very heavy. It weighs about 75 pounds. And it's got a buffing wheel, a wire wheel, and a grinding wheel. This is where the workbench was. This is the substructure for the workbench. This is going to the Philippines. The stanchions, because you can't buy this kind of stuff in the Philippines, and the stanchions make for a quick workbench. These tools got wet in Hurricane Sandy. They're garbage. They go out to the front for a commercial curb pickup. And now what I'm going to do is empty out the area that you see in front of you. All these boxes go into the back into the staging area. And then I'm going to lower down the grinder and the drill press onto the floor and put it in this area over here. Tomorrow I have a man named Jerry Joe that I've known for 40 years. A friend of mine coming over. He works for a moving company, so he's familiar with hand trucks and moving stuff around, and he's going to help with the heavy stuff. Okay, so this stuff is pretty much staged. It's got to be labeled. Some of it's labeled, some of it's not. This stuff here, spray paints have to go in one box. Not because they have to, but because when I get the stuff to the Philippines, it'll be easier to sort out. Those are moving blankets for some antiques that I have on the second floor. This area here, most of this stuff is going to the Philippines, like this wicker and these speakers, the shelving, and my TV is up on top of that cabinet, which I have covered so the dust doesn't get in it. Here's another box that has to go to the back. There's a 16-gallon Milwaukee stainless steel vacuum. It says Milwaukee on it someplace. Right there. A Milwaukee vacuum and this pressure washer. This is all going out to the warehouse, and I have an outside warehouse. These boxes are tool boxes, no more than 40 pounds. Those are transits. One's a wild, and I forgot the name of the other one. And they go out, and I have the stanchions, tripods for those outside. This stuff is labeled, but the labels were old, so they fell off. I have to relabel this stuff. There's just a bucket of wire. This is a bucket of junk, brass junk, that I won't have time to go to the brass. This is some booty from yesterday, 2 days ago. Man brought me over an entire kitchen set of farberware and stainless steel pots and pans. More pots and pans to bang my head with. This is a temporary staging area. And with that farberware, Tupperware load that he brought over, he brought me over these Reebok dumbbells, brand new. Three tennis rackets last week, brand new. And many things, probably $2,000 in pasalubong, what we call free stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this around, and that's my hand truck for the dryer and for the heavy stuff. And there is some heavy stuff here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in, and you guys are going to watch me clean up this area in the back here as best I can, organize it, because right now I have to keep walking around stuff. That's not a good thing. So there we go. We got this plugged in now. Alright. And that's plugged into the top. Okay. Let's just make sure it's plugged in. I don't hear it dinging on. Hold on. Well, we're going to have to deal with it. It should be plugged in. It's hard for me to hear certain frequencies. So let's see what you can see. You can see some of what I can see. Not all. And you're going to have to live with that. So I'm going to go get a block of steel and put it in front of the tablet. And just give me a moment. I'm being quiet because there are people sleeping. You know me, I don't like to make sabat noise. Visaya sabat means noise. I don't like that. So I have about an hour's work here. And then I just did a live stream. Today's Good Friday. Hello? Holy Week in the Philippines. I do miss Holy Week in the Philippines. I get a kick out of that. All right. What was I doing? I was going to get a block of steel. All right. These are the blocks of steel I use to hold the tablet from tipping over too far. They're heavy enough to stop the tablet from tipping, and they work just fine. So let's see what you got now. Oh yeah, that's much better. So what you're going to see is, let's see what you're going to see now. Yeah, you're going to see me straighten this place out. Yep, we are good to go. Happy Good Friday, 2019. 2 bags of clothes here, and these will use as a buffer for my antique furniture that goes on top of the load. And one thing I don't need is this shirt. It is been up to about 50 degrees outside today. This goes with the commercial buffing stuff. My family has been collecting boxes for months, and it really helped a lot. This is a gaff. Roberto, the brown American expat, would probably like this gaff. Not quite ready for the fishing gaff at the other end of the basement, so we'll put the fishing gaff over in the back. Now the hand truck you see in front of you, this is a commercial hand truck. This will be used extensively tomorrow. I have the man coming for the heavy stuff, but I have another hand truck with a strap for refrigerators and washers and dryers. These are some empty boxes. They get over into the box area here. And then I'm going to put the covers for those boxes on top of the boxes. Now I have a lot of tools over here. This does not go. This could go here, heavy duty box. This big cardboard box doesn't really belong here. The big cardboard box should be all the way in the back. I do have a dolly, a little dolly, so I'm going to put this dolly in the hand truck area. I'll be using that later, maybe not. Now I do have several boxes of tools. This one apparently is not full yet. That shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I could fit another 30 pounds of stuff in this box. Tools. So I'm going to put it over there. Let's get that box out of here. What I just moved, I don't know if you saw me move something. What I moved was a 100-year-old rocking chair, oak office furniture rocking chair. So this is in the way. I'll move that. All right, that was in the way. Where is the cover for this? I wonder if there is a cover for it. Well, we won't worry about that now. Well, I have a piece of antique furniture. I have a piece of antique oak file cabinet on top of two of these. I'm going to get these boxes together. In order to get the other one, I have to go around the back. Hold on. Now, when I'm done straightening out the back here, I'm going straight up to the front to organize all the crap out of the walkway that I made yesterday. I was just taking the bench apart And the boards I just left in the pathway. That needs to be cleared out before you can use a hand truck anyway. So I'm going to put my antique furniture on top of this cardboard to keep the dampness off the bottom. Okay, I can't pull it because I have nothing to grab it with, but if I take this rope, I can strap it around the back and pull it anywhere I want. So it's going to end up over there by the tablet. Now I'm going to put her on a hand truck and move it to an area where it's out of the way and closer to the door. Which hand truck? I can use the light duty rubber wheel hand truck for that. I have 3 hand trucks here. First, I have to move, I have 4 hand trucks here. This will either be for the roll-top desk or the file cabinet. Now, here's where you're going to have to use your imagination. You need to use your imagination. What would you put in something like this that you can't take to the Philippines? Aluminum siding samples. This was from my when I used to have a general contracting company. I used to sell aluminum siding, and this is the case that we put the samples in. You can see it's all moldy, but I saved the case. I didn't do much aluminum siding, just a few buildings. I didn't like it. It's all scaffold work. I didn't like scaffold work, but you don't need aluminum siding in the Philippines. In fact, I've never seen it. But it's an empty case, so it's going with the empty case stuff. All right, so I need to put the inner tubes in this dolly that they're flat. The tires were tubeless tires, so I bought tubes. They don't work so well when they have no air in them. And another empty suitcase. Now, this is an empty case. I'll put the hand truck out of the way. I'll be back in a moment. All right. All right. Oh. It is time to open up the window, almost. Here's some more foam over in here. And then I have another box of bubble wrap. Two more boxes of bubble wrap. So, what I'm going to do now is I have a drill press called a floor press. It weighs about 300 pounds. behind those two beams. I'm going to walk it out from behind the beams. You see two beams in front of you? The drill press is right behind it. I'm going to walk it out by rolling it around like a 55-gallon drum. But first, I'm going to get a pair of gloves. Because first of all, it's metal. It's got sharp edges on it. Second of all, it's got grease on it. Third of all, if it starts to fall and you try to grab it with your fingers, it's just not, it could give you little cuts. Nothing really sharp on it. Okay, so I'm going to move everything off the floor. There's a rug and a box in the way. Now, another thing I'm going to do before I move it is I'm going to mop the floor one more time. There's a lot of dust from the stuff from walking and from these boxes not being moved in 6 years. So I'm going to mop it one more time quick. All right, so hang on. Now, this is a commercial mop that I mop the floor with every 2 days. Because if you sweep it, it just makes dust and you breathe in the dust. If you mop it, I have a hose in the slop sink, and the hose washes the dust out of the mop like clothes. Now, a lot of people say, whoa, you're wasting time mopping. No, I'm not, because the dust goes into your skin, it goes into your scalp, and you don't know what kind of dust is. The floor, paint, and the dust from the cardboard boxes, it's poisonous. It's got glue on it, and chemicals in the paint of the boxes, and the boxes deteriorate. So the cleaner you keep your work area, the easier your job is. That's a FAA mechanics thing. All right, I'm going to bring it back wet, and I'm going to just give it a second mop, because even that little bit of walking around, I smell dust. And plus, I don't want to breathe in the dust. So I'm going to move this out of the way, which I know has dust on it. Hold on. And because I've been working in this area, in this staging area, for 3 days. I don't know that I mopped underneath that. So. Oh yeah, I'm getting a lot. Much better. Probably gonna have to do this again in a little while. Get into that back room. Look at the color of this. It's almost a dark brown, black. I'll bring it back in a minute. It'll be just gray. All right. Look, you see the improvement? And now I'll just leave the mop on the floor. All right, now I got another dolly here. All right, and now I'll mop up where the dolly was. Now, she'd be black. She'd be black. This keeps the dust down, because I gotta tell you, at the end of the day, if you don't mop every 2 days, the dust is amazing. Clogs up your nose. It's bad for your sinuses. It's bad for everything. All right, next is to move the drill press. Like I said, I'm going to roll it. Now this is actually like it's called a floor drill press, or freestanding. I'll tell you, I'll take the cam and show you why. It's a freestanding drill press. So it's 5'6" tall and weighs close to 300 pounds. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Could weigh 225. It's heavy. I can't pick it up. So I'm saying it's over 200 for sure. So it's got a stand on the bottom. The base weighs about 50 pounds. This table weighs about 50 pounds. The pipe and the rest of the mechanism, I'd say 200 pounds, but maybe somebody out there knows what a 5'6" commercial would be. I'll read the name of the drill press off the drill press in a minute. I got it when I was about 15. It's you're gonna have to hold on for this one. Wow. It's a Walker Turner. I'm gonna clean that up. I think it'd be worth the view. I have a Scotch Brite. I'll be right back. Wow. It's a nice piece of equipment. I've been using it for, well, I got it when I was 12 years old. How I got it? I'm not going to tell you how I got it, but I got it. Came home to eat, and it came home in a little red wagon, an actual red wagon. Came home. My old man freaked. What are you going to do with that? I said, Dad, the building was being condemned, and there was lathes and drill presses and milling machines and tooling. It was the old Hummel Marina on 95th Street, Hummel's Marina. So here's the label. Now, Hummel's Marine was a complete marine service and fabrication, so they had every freaking tool that you could possibly imagine. I took the drill press and another drill press that's on the other end of the basement, even though I had 3 drill presses from my grandfather. I took the drill press and 2 drill presses, and I wasn't much into lathes, but my friend took the lathe. Eddie took the lathe and all the tooling equipment for the lathe. And I'm going to show you my other drill press. I'm going to go get one. You're going to really freak out. I have ones that operate by hand too, but you're going to freak when you see these other drill presses. I'll get them now. Hold on. As soon as I find my gloves. Huh. Okay. Got them. Okay, so The other drill presses are in the back room. I'm going to show you a drill press from, if it's not the 1905 era, 1910, it's the 1890s era. No joke. No joke. All right, hold on. You know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the cam into the room. It's easier for me to bring the cam in the room right now. First of all, I really don't have a place for these drill presses, but I have one that cranks by hand. It's probably 100 years old. Okay, so I don't have a flashlight, but I think you're going to be able to see just fine of these. And these are real antiques. And then I have two small ones that are only 18 inches high, hand cranking drill presses. So let me show you what this looks like. Okay, so let's rotate this. Okay, so it has a spring on the top to drive the spindle back up once you pull it down, and it works on a pulley system that changes direction and goes down to this motor. Now, I'd show it to you working, but this went underwater during Hurricane Sandy, so I can't show it to you working. So that's what it looks like, and that's the upper frame. And that handle that you see there behind the spindle, that's to carry it. Now, I can pick it up, but I'm not gonna. I can move it easy enough, so. All right, now there's the other one. That's a hand crank. Let me just grab that with one hand. I can do that one. All right, so this one is a hand crank. And you crank it like this. And as you crank it, it drills. The spindle turns, and then you want to make the spindle go down, you crank it like this. That's to go make the spindle go up and down. There's no handle. There's no lever. So now the spindle is coming up. And that drill press weighs about 35 pounds. This one's quite a bit heavier. I don't know what else I have in here. 100 foot of number 10 wire extension cord. Oh no, that's an air hose. Okay, that goes to the Philippines. Ah! The air handle bit me. Okay, there's my sousaphone. And that's all that's in here, just junk. This is the junk room. It's a dry room, but still a junk room. Okay, I'll make a separate video of those antique drill presses later. Alright, so now this section is pretty cleaned up. every once in a while I see the camera flash a picture. Even though I deny YouTube the ability to take pictures of my live stream, they take snapshots. Whenever they see something unique like this, Bing takes a picture. Whenever they see a strange, odd-shaped piece of steel, it takes a picture. Okay, so now that we've seen some different drill presses, let me put the power back into this unit. Hold on. Because I'm going to live stream for 5 hours today. One live stream. Yeah, one live stream is going for 5 hours today. 1-5. Then I'm going to make a drill press live stream of the different size drill presses and types of drill presses. And then I'm going to make a live stream of just the drill presses and publish it. So, I'll move the hand truck and the dolly. A lot of times you got to move stuff 4, 5, 6 times. It's the nature of what we call staging equipment for relocation, especially when you're working in a tight area like this. So I'm going to move this over. All right, now you're, I don't know why that has a dark spot on the, I don't know why it has a dark spot. Oh, I know why. Okay, it's not a dark spot. It's a vertical. It's a vertical picture, so it has borders on each side. All right, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mop the bottom of that drill press. It has got crap all over it. I'm going to clean the mop, and then I'm going to mop the bottom. The mop is clean from before. Just, I'll show you how much stuff. Look, see how clean the mop is? And now I'm just going to mop the bottom of the drill press. It is, you can see the dust even without my glasses. Oh God. It just turned from black to yellow. I'll show you. Watch the way it turns color. As a jet mechanic, and I am a jet mechanic licensed, always, everything before you work on it gets clean. As you're working on it, it gets clean. And before you put it back together, it goes in a sterile, hey, bud. Hey, bro. Sterile environment. What's up, man?
What you doing?
I'll be right back. I'm getting all the heavy stuff ready. Trevor Joe's gonna come over tomorrow and work with me all day.
Oh yeah.
And so I have a question for you. The lady told me I have to make a list of shit that I muddy boxes are, but I have to send it with the computer. Do you need the computer today? Or tomorrow? I give it back to you, you take it back Monday.
Yeah.
Okay. You want it back, I'll go get it
No.
now?
I'm not studying, my study materials are what,
Okay.
I study on that one,
Oh.
all that painting.
And also, I have the faucet part upstairs, you're gonna have to go to Home Depot and look for those pieces. I brought them to the Home Depot in Metropolitan Avenue. They didn't have the plastic inserts for the faucets upstairs.
Oh,
I don't know the name of the faucet itself. I don't know if I can get them. I got to require vice, on the stem. Not the issue. I could probably make them work if I had some little steel.
No, I'm not gonna
If
do
you
it.
never get it out.
No, not good. I'll get the thing out, I guess. There's one, it's not a left and a right, it's just a matter of taking a clip out and reversing it the other way, that's the left and the right, it's one cartridge, it's you.
Yeah, but the stem, the inside of the faucet handles are different sizes. One stem's like, the stems are the same size, but the inside of the faucet, one is like 3/8 and one is like 5/16 and one is like 1/2 inch. Strange. Unless it just wore out like that, but the one that's bigger is on the left-hand side and that's the one that works. So I don't know why that works like that. But I'm gonna,
I'll worry about that later.
I hope I didn't wake you up, I was really quiet.
No, I just came back in, I had to go to the lab and do some blood work. I had to run down to Rockaway to do something. Now, back here, I call Kitty's coming over, Thomas, this afternoon, for a little while. Tomorrow, she invited Linda over with the baby. She'll have to do the ham on Sunday.
Honey, I gotta get back to work, so
I wanna
work
get
till
out.
8 o'clock tonight. I might work till 8 o'clock tonight anyway. Every little bit that I get done helps, and I hurt my leg yesterday. Not pulled it, I pulled a muscle in my hip, carrying that heavy shit. But,
All right,
uh,
see you later.
that's it.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, we're back to cleaning the drill press cans, empty bottles. Now, the empty cans and the empty bottles are also for stuffing material. It's pretty, you can put a drop cloth around something and then put bags of empty cans, and it acts like bubbles. All right, so now that this is soaked, it'll get nice and clean. Now notice that I painted the bottom of the drill press yellow. Standard procedure for equipment is to paint the base yellow so you don't trip on it. Okay, that's good enough for me. And if you want to go back to look at the color of the mop, it's once again black. From just the little base on the drill press. Alright, so I'll tip this back up and we'll go back to work and we'll chat for some assistance. I'm going to mop over here while I got it. From that direction, mop over there a little bit. From that direction, go clean the mop. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, all right. I'm gonna go get those other drill presses. Just to get them out of the back. Uh, uh. So this is the hand crank drill press. And the way you lower it down and raise it up is with this thumb hand crank on the top here. I'll show it to you. This is the gear mechanism for the hand crank. It's called beveled gears. Now the next drill press I won't be able to pick up. I don't even know that I could get it over the threshold. This one only weighs about 45 pounds. The next one weighs about 100. Well, maybe not 100, maybe about 70 pounds. So, let's get the dolly over there. Let me get the dolly over there. This box is well over 100 years old. It's an old storage box for, well, I don't know what they used it for. Probably from a commercial plumbing supply. That's what was always in here, plumbing fittings. But you could put Swarovski crystals in there too if you had them. I only have the one I found in the garbage, in the Pasaluban garbage. Oh, that was fun. All right. All right. All right. Now it has a handle on it, and it's scented, so should stay scented, and it did. Okay, Okay. I need a little water. I need a little water. I need a little water. Now I'm working about 19 days without a day off. I'm getting really tired. Really tired. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is there's 100 foot of air hose in the back room. I'm going to go get that. And I saw something else I might want from that corner. I'm going to get the air hose and drape it over my file cabinet. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, boy. I found 3 more antique file cabinets. All globe, all oak. Forgot about those. All right. There's more than 100 foot of air hose here. Tell you that. Here is 50 or 60. And then I have 100. Over here. I have 150. I need to open up the door or the window, one or the other. Hold on. Now, I'm not taking the oak file cabinets out of there. I think I'm going to let you watch me clean up that section of the basement over there. I'll show you what I did over here. I'll shut the light off in the back, and then I'll move the cam, the tablet, over so I can show you the other end of the basement. Alright, so alright, let me show you what I did, and then we're gonna go to the other end of the basement. So I have to change the direction. So here's one drill press. With a hand crank, you crank this down to turn the spindle to drill through the metal, and you turn the drill by hand. So you could drill a hole through a piece of 1-inch steel very slowly with this drill. No problem. I've done it before. This one was my grandfather's. I think they both came out of my grandfather's house, actually. Yeah, that's probably where I got both of them. This one definitely came out of my grandfather's, but that one might have come out of someplace. This one I remember using with my grandfather when I was a little boy, but that one probably was just in his deep storage. So, if it was my grandfather's, he probably had it since the early 1900s or late 1890s. He was born in 1870 or 1880. I'm not sure. Alright, so this is a second drill press that operates on a belt drive that changes direction. And then this is the newer model, which is 50 years old, or 60. And this one is called the Walker Turner floor standing wood drill press. Anyway, I can't read it without my glasses. Alright, so this is the area here that I just cleaned up. Okay, this is the area that I worked in yesterday, doing hard stuff, moving heavy stuff. Of course, I have another drill press, a bench drill press over here. Which you can't see much of, but this one sits on the bench. It's about 36 inches high. You could make it higher if you had a bigger pipe. And then I moved this. I don't know. This is the Dayton grinder. And I took this section of the bench out and took the plywood off. Now I can get the plywood out by myself, but I have a man coming tomorrow to help, Saturday, April 20th. So this heavy stuff, he'll help me lower down off the bench. And this is the area here where I'm starting to store blankets and tarpaulins for the real antiques that will be following and go last in the container. So, alright, so if I put this on top of that cabinet, on top of this box where it was yesterday, you'll be able to watch me load that crap out of the basement. But I won't have a battery hooked up to this. Well, it'll probably last 3 hours. Alright, and that's all it really has to last. In 2 hours, this section whatever I'm going to do in this section, in 2 hours it's going to be done. Now this is all pressure treated 0.60 pressure treated lumber with 3 coats of exterior latex mixed in with acryl 60. So you could leave this stuff out for 25 years and nothing would happen to it. Well, it would twist up, but if it was nailed down, nothing at all would happen to it for 25 years. In fact, most of this lumber is older than that already. Let me show you the lumber that I used to use. Okay, if you notice the annular rings on this, which you really can't, but the annular rings, there's 18 annular rings from here to here. Normally you buy a piece of lumber and you'll see 6 or 7 or 5 or 10. This one has 17 rings. All right, enough of the wood experience with Michael Fazio. This is what is called #1 Grade A Select Longleaf Yellow Pine. Now, I'm going to start taking the stuff that's under the bench that needs to go into, that's not mine, that needs to be stored someplace else. I'm going to bring it over there. This does not go to the Philippines. This is definitely not mine. Definitely not mine. It has no yellow paint on it. All right. These damn cardboard buffers. Okay. Oh, I'm getting tired again. Set of dados. I might as well show it to you. This is a full set of Craftsman dados with the, you put this on a table saw, or but it was for a radial arm saw. It came with a radial arm saw I used to own that I threw out. A brand new radial arm saw. I took the radial arm saw, worked just fine. I took it apart. I walked it to the front of the house and I left it in the front of the house. That is one of the most dangerous frickin' saws I ever used. I was using it to cut something. I don't remember what I was cutting. And a radial arm saw, you could either push it forward or pull it back. And I had my body solid up against the handle. And somehow it grabbed whatever the material was that I was doing, and it walked back and pushed me back, and my hand hit the handle like that. Took that fucking saw, I unplugged it, I took it apart, and I walked it to the front of the house and never looked back. Fuck that saw. That saw was dangerous. It was a full 1 horsepower motor. It was in good condition. Everything was working perfect, but that wasn't the first time. And actually, before that, I was cutting aluminum siding. That was the saw I'd used for aluminum siding, and I was pulling it back on an angle to do a soffit, and it took the piece and it ran the piece through underneath the blade, and the piece hit a wall about 8 or 10 feet away, and it curled up the piece like a spring. And I looked at it and I said, if that was a person, it would have hurt the person for sure. It would have cut him, went through him, I don't know. But once that thing grabbed me and kicked me back, I threw it right out. I never regretted it for a second. I hope somebody's still using it, but no. Sometimes you just have to let shit go. All right, I got another empty box for the back. Okay, I'm going to get some more stuff from over here. garbage. This is a box of shit. Yeah. This is a fucking box. This is a box of pure unadulterated shit. It all went under the salt water in Hurricane Sandy. It's all electric power tools. All garbage. What it is. It's all garbage. I don't think any of it works. Find out in a minute. Yeah. We're gonna find out in a minute. We're gonna move that tablet over to here, and we're gonna watch these tools burn up. All right. bring the tablet over here, and then we're going to start plugging in tools and see if they work. Maybe they work. If they work, I'll take them to the Philippines. I'll give them to the Filipinos. I will never use any of that stuff again. I have no use for it. I have noose. I have good Milwaukee tools. Alright, that's a Craftsman skill saw, which went underwater and was rinsed out with fresh water. Let's see if it works. Might make a lot of noise. Might work. Depends on how well it was rinsed out. Wow. Wow, it actually works. That's a surprise. All right, well, that's one. That goes to the Philippines. Huh. I would have never thought that would work. Alrighty, next is a drill. These might have been the ones I tried last time I was here in 2013. These might have been the ones that I tried and kept. Some of them didn't, and some of them did work. This is my old drill. Holy shit. I remember this drill. It's a piece of shit, but it's strong. The problem with this drill was inside this chuck is a 5/16 or a 1/4 inch. Chuck is froze. There's a 1/4 inch bolt in there that holds the chuck to the spindle. The bolt snaps when the drill has too much torque for the chuck. But this is this is still sounding good. Still sounding good. All right. One thing I need to do is get a towel. I was ready to carry that whole box to the curb. I didn't think any of that shit. I forgot. I guess I must have tested those back in 2013. They must have still worked. I guess they all work if that works. Here's an angle grinder. Now these go through these like shit through a tin horn. This was not mine, but if it works, it's going to the Philippines. Can't argue with success. Hedge trimmer. Who the fuck would ever use a hedge trimmer in the Philippines? That might be a little dangerous. All right. Drill, screw gun, a DeWalt screw gun. Holy shit. Yeah, I guess they work. Black & Decker router. This was my dad's. dead outlet. It's a fake outlet. Holy shit. This is a commercial grade router. Black & Decker plunge cut router. Actually, this is mine. I forgot I owned this. My dad wouldn't buy a router. I bought this when I built my boat. Alright. This, another skill saw. I'm still waiting for one of these things to go boof. The bearing is shot, but the blade has 60 teeth. 10, 20, 30. There's a 60 tooth blade that's worth $35. I'll keep it. 60 tooth blade, fine, is for cutting, ripping plywood, ripping one-bys. The blade is worth $35 or $40 maybe even, I don't know. We'll keep that. And we'll keep this. And we'll keep this. Okay. Alright, let's see, we get one more tool in there. I think so. Yep. Alright, that's 4. Now, I know damn well this is my electric staple gun. From when I was 21 years old, I bought the staple gun. In fact, every time I go by the house, I remember that I bought it for. I remember. And I didn't think that was going to happen. Okay. Okay. We're going to have to let this one go, but not yet. We'll cut the end of this plug off of here. All right. Yeah, that'll go like that. I'll put it too wide. I'm going to go get a box from the back. Hold on a minute. I'm going to have to transfer some stuff from one box to another, or add to one box and delete from another. do here? What do I, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Put this down. Then, I'm gonna put this box up here. I'm gonna put that box up there next to it. Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? My glasses are in the back. All right, so my glasses, right? This is some kind of water plug shit. Well, I don't have time to test it. There's $30. Rust-Oleum clean metal primer, $30. Plastic wood, that's still good. WD-40. Interlux paint. I can't even begin to tell you how much this is the value of this little can. The value of this little can is probably, it was $7.95 in 1976. $7.95 in 1976. Interlock paint, probably it's $15 now. All right. Now, I'm going to get a box to put the papers in. A cardboard box will work for my, you know what, I should have asked him. They're not even my books. I might not even keep those. I'm not sure if he wants. My brother is also a jet mechanic, licensed A&P. He might want those books. I'm going to put them in a box. Aviation High School, baby. 1976 and 1973 and 75 graduates. Both of us got our A&P licenses. Yeah, that's all his tests too. Not only does he have his book, he saved his tests. Can't show you that. Got his name on there. I had another box with more books. I think they're all his books. I better get that box. I know where it is. Yep. Yep. Took his books. I did take his books. I didn't see that they had, I only saw Aviation High School. I didn't see it was my brother's books. So, so, so we need a knife.
Mike,
Yeah.
I'm going out to the, I gotta run to Bed Bath & Beyond. You need anything at the store, or anything?
No, I'm putting all your books from Aviation High School in one box. I'll put them on the shelf over here.
Perfect.
Okay. I don't need anything, bro.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
These are the books we had to study from. You had to know everything in at least 12 books this size. And then plus basically another 20 books this size. Aircraft power plant fundamentals, airframe and power plant mechanics, Department of Transportation. Let's see somebody else on YouTube come up with the books. See what they got. You know they got nothing. They got nothing. They got fucking hot air. I don't know how he did it, but he actually kept his test records for his aviation licenses. Pretty amazing. Yes, sir. Pretty amazing. All righty. one less book. It would fit perfect. I wonder if I have a square box. That's the only one I have of that size anyway, so. Look at these spiral notebooks. These spiral notebooks from the 1970s. Look at the way they were made. The spirals were made out of galvanized wire. They never even rusted. This is all his testing books. All the tests he ever took for his airframe and power plant jet mechanics license. Pretty amazing. Well, now this card is from 1973. A birthday card from 1973. Look at the condition of this card. Looks like it just came off the shelf. Huh. Still my brother from my girlfriend. A lot of time I just spent on those books. A lot of time. That's worth it though. All right, now, where were we? We were packing tools. We were packing tools. I don't know what you can see. Getting a little blinded from that sunlight. All right, well, that should hold it. Alright, so we were packing tools. Alright. A little insignificant plug like this, 60 or 70 pesos in the Philippines, and it's made out of garbage. This is bronze, tongs, and heavy duty wire. And it's free. Son of a bitch. Huh. That one's history. Alright, now, books. I had to cut that open. More tools can go in there. Nice tool belt. Okay. And now, this is a set of cables for an outboard motor. Probably worth $100. I don't think it's mine. I'll ask my brother if he wants it. Well, I have cables like that in boxes outside, but they're from the 1990s. That thing looks a lot newer. Alright. So, this is my tools here. And my books. need to move his stuff over to the corner. That's next. Empty toolbox goes in the back. You know what you don't see down here? You don't see an extension cord anywhere, do you? No, not one extension cord. Which means that the tablet is going to run out of power soon with no extension cord. I see one. I'm going to go get it. Oh, let's see, maybe I could set it up. Maybe, yeah, you know, I could set it up over here. Yeah, I could do that. Put this here, plug in the tablet, put it in the drawer. Put it in that drawer there. It'll charge up and you'll be able to watch. Watch me move more stuff. More stuff. First I gotta get the mopper. Alright, I got it mopped up good now. Clean the mop so it's ready for the next section. Hold on a minute. Now the mop doesn't pick up all the dirt and grit, but it gets the dust. And the dust is what goes into your nose. So it might take a few minutes, but at the end of the day, you don't have to, there's all kinds of poison in this stuff. I mean, those cans rust and some of them leaked out over the years. And inside the can is marine paint with copper and arsenic and shit in it. All right. Now, all right, next is paints. And oil. All right, I need to put something down on the floor. Vapor barrier of some sort. A vapor barrier can be plastic, it can be visqueen, it can be a plastic bag. So for now, let's make it a plastic container. One thing I gotta tell you is, before I got here, my brother did a beautiful job cleaning up this basement. You know, put sorting his stuff from my stuff. Did a really nice job. Some kind of plant fertilizer. All right, I can take that stanchion down now. Nothing's stopping me from doing that. Nothing at all. I'm going to take that stanchion down that you see on the end there, that last stanchion. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to go get the battery from the charger. All right. I do have the battery from the charger in case I need to take the screws out. These are the screws from yesterday. I put big yellow washers on them because that's what I had, but also it's easy to see. Knowing I was going to take it apart shortly thereafter. It was 3 years, but still that's a short time to have a workbench. Now this This goes to the propane. And this is books. I really don't care. It's only going to be there for a week, so it doesn't have to be covered. Alright, now this box. This is an empty box. There's no reason to have it here. Okay. Now we'll pull the stanchion out of here. And these are already bolted down to the bottom. 6x6s on the bottom, so there's no reason to unbolt those. These make a quick workbench. There's 1, 2, 3 of these. So this goes outside. Most of their things are heavy. I bet you they weigh about 40 pounds. Alright, the 6x6s are 2-pound treated 6x6 #1 grade select longleaf yellow pine, which means they have no knots or only pin knot clusters. That shit was like $3 a linear foot back in 1980, and that's when those posts were built, in 1980. So, we got one more. That's free. That's on that side. I got screws in some of these, but it's on that side of the stanchion. So this goes here. Well, all right, so. All right, let's mop this area out. Alright, give it a quick mop, because I'm going to be working here for maybe 15 or 20 hours. That's going to be, when I get this bench down, this whole area under my bench is a staging area for the stuff like the drill presses and stuff like that, the heavy stuff that can't go out in case it rains. I know that there's a guy on YouTube that would just love one of these buckets. It's a portable commode. And you put a liner in here, a plastic bag, and then you sit on this cushion like this. And you number 1 or number 2 in the bucket, and you just take the liner out of the bucket and take the liner and put it in another bag, and when you're out on a boat or in a camper, that's the way it's done. Very unsanitary. Oh my God. Oh my God. Imagine doing that. Oh my God. Imagine the shame of it all. All right. The shame. Oh, it reminds me of Zachary Smith. Oh, the shame. Oh, the shame. You bunch of sissies. Okay, so put this here. I really have to get some stuff done outside. But first, I'm going to finish this work area here. I'm going to finish this. This is what's going to happen now. I'm going to get the mop. Get the mop. Oh. Oh. I wonder what you can see. Nope. You can't see anything. Yeah, you can see lots of stuff. Well, I don't know what you can see and what you can't see. This might be. I'm mopping the floor. Just picture me mopping and you watching me mop, and then you'll see what I see. All right, let's get I'm going to get some steel weights. No, I'm not going to do that. All right. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the camera back to the washing machine area. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move the camera back to the washing machine area so you'll be able to watch the It's still on. Yes, it is still on. You're going to watch me move this plywood and then take the stuff off the bench. As much as I don't want to take the stuff off the bench because it's pretty damn heavy. I don't mind the heaviness of it all. It's just a weird angle you got to work with. That's what I got. That's today's job. And that's what's got to get done. So, that's what's going to get done. Now what I need oh boy, what I need is an outlet where I don't have an outlet. All right, hold on. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna plug this in so we have power. Then I don't have to worry about it dying. And then I'm gonna put this over here like this so you can see what I now it has power. I'm having trouble adjusting this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jam this up against the washing machine. I'm going to jam it up. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm going to move these plywoods out of the way. Yeah. All right. I have my slop sink back. The plywood moving is just temporary, but it needs to be done now so the tablet will work again. The tablet's working, so you'll be able to see the tablet. There's probably something better to say. All right, now this box of tools, which weighs more than I care to think about, needs to get moved. This is asbestos. This is asbestos muffler repair. Okay, put that over here. Well, all right. Damn. These rugs get filthy so fast. All right, let's clean the mop. Clean the mop, and then get those buckets out of the trash can. It's dirty this time. Very dirty, extra dirty.